Have you ever woken up in the morning, feeling just as tired as when you went to bed? Perhaps you nod off in your favorite armchair in the afternoon, only to find yourself wide awake when the sun finally sets. It's a frustrating cycle, isn't it? Many of us, especially as we move into our 70s and beyond, simply chalk it up to getting older. We tell ourselves, "Oh, that's just how it is now. I don't need as much sleep," or "My body's just not cooperating anymore." But what if I told you that feeling this way might not be an inevitable part of aging, but rather a direct result of certain bedtime habits you've quietly adopted over the years? It's a painful reality to face, thinking that something you do every night might be working against your health, rather than for it. Yet, the truth is, these seemingly innocent routines can slowly but surely erode your well-being, affecting everything from your energy levels and mood to your memory and overall resilience. These aren't just minor inconveniences, they are silent destroyers of your health. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 common bedtime habits that are quietly undermining your health after 70, and more importantly, how you can gently shift them to reclaim your vitality and joy. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you. Now, let's dive right into the first habit that often sneaks up on us without us even realizing the harm it's doing: eating heavy meals or indulging in sugary snacks too close to bedtime. Think about it. After a long day, it feels natural to unwind with a comforting meal, maybe a larger portion than usual. Or perhaps you find yourself reaching for that bowl of ice cream or a few biscuits as a late-night treat. You're tired. You've earned it. Right. The problem is, when you eat a substantial meal, especially one rich in fats, proteins, or simple carbohydrates, your digestive system has to kick into high gear. It's like asking your body to run a marathon just as it's trying to wind down for the night. Your stomach starts churning. Your intestines are working hard to break down food, and your body temperature can even rise slightly as it processes everything. This internal activity can make it incredibly difficult to fall asleep. And even if you do drift off, the quality of that sleep often suffers. Instead of a deep, restorative rest, you might experience restless sleep, frequent awakenings, or vivid, uncomfortable dreams. Over time, this chronic digestive stress at night can lead to issues like acid reflux, heartburn, or general stomach discomfort, which in turn further disrupts your sleep. It's a vicious cycle where poor sleep exacerbates digestive problems, and digestive problems make quality sleep even harder to come by. And it's not just about comfort. Late-night eating can also mess with your blood sugar levels, especially for those who are already managing conditions like diabetes or prediabetes. When you eat a big meal or sugary snack before bed, your blood sugar can spike and then potentially crash during the night, leading to night sweats, anxiety, or even more awakenings. To counteract this, try to finish your main meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system ample time to process the food before your body switches into rest and repair mode. If you absolutely must have a snack before bed, opt for something light and easily digestible. Think a small handful of almonds, a banana, or a piece of whole grain toast with a tiny bit of almond butter. These provide a little sustained energy without overwhelming your system. The goal isn't to go to bed hungry, but rather to ensure your body isn't working overtime when it should be resting. Making this simple shift can truly make a world of difference in how refreshed and energized you feel each morning. Moving on from our plates, let's talk about another habit that has become almost universal, even for those of us over 70. Excessive screen time before bed. Whether it's scrolling through your tablet, catching up on news on your phone, or binge watching a favorite show on a computer, these activities have become our go-to way to unwind. We often justify it by saying it helps us relax or keeps our minds engaged. However, the glowing screens of our devices emit a type of light known as blue light. And this blue light is a major disruptor of our natural sleep cycles. Our bodies are designed to respond to light and darkness, During the day, bright light, especially blue light, tells our brains to be awake and alert. As evening approaches and light diminishes, our brains naturally start producing melatonin, the hormone that signals to our bodies that it's time to sleep. But when you expose your eyes to blue light from screens just before bed, your brain gets a confusing message. It thinks it's still daytime, and as a result, it suppresses melatonin production. This makes it harder to fall asleep, and the sleep you do get might not be as deep or restorative. Think of it like trying to fall asleep in a brightly lit room. Your body is just not getting the right signals to power down. Beyond the blue light, the content you consume on screens can also be incredibly stimulating. Reading emails about bills, watching a thrilling drama, or getting caught up in social media discussions can rev up your mind and leave you feeling anxious or agitated. Rather than calm and ready for sleep, your brain needs time to decompress from the day's events, not be bombarded with new information or emotionally charged content right before you try to switch off. The continuous mental engagement, the constant stream of new images and information, keeps your cognitive gears grinding when they should be slowing down. To combat this, aim to turn off all screens at least an hour, or ideally 2, before you plan to go to bed. Instead of a screen, pick up a physical book, listen to a calming podcast or some gentle music, or engage in a quiet conversation with a loved one. You might even try some gentle stretching or a short meditation. If you absolutely can't avoid screens, consider using blue light filtering glasses or activating the night mode on your devices, which shifts the screen's light to a warmer, more orange hue. However, the best approach is to create a digital-free wind-down period that allows your mind and body to naturally prepare for sleep. You'll be amazed at how much easier it is to drift off when your brain isn't buzzing with the day's digital distractions. Next, let's consider a habit that might seem harmless, or even non-existent, but its absence can be incredibly destructive to your sleep. Skipping a consistent bedtime routine. As children, many of us had strict bedtimes and routines: a bath, a story, a lullaby. As adults, especially as we age, these routines often fall by the wayside. Our schedules become more flexible, and we might think, I'll just go to bed when I'm tired. But our bodies thrive on routine, especially when it comes to sleep. Our internal body clock, known as the circadian rhythm, loves predictability. When you go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends, you help set and reinforce this rhythm. This regular schedule trains your body to naturally feel sleepy at a certain time and to wake up refreshed at another. When you skip a consistent routine, or your sleep schedule varies wildly from night to night, you throw your circadian rhythm out of whack. It's like constantly changing time zones. Your body doesn't know when it's supposed to be alert or when it's supposed to be winding down. One night you might stay up late watching television. The next, you might try to go to bed unusually early. This inconsistency makes it incredibly difficult for your body to establish a natural rhythm for sleep and wakefulness. You might find yourself struggling to fall asleep, experiencing fragmented sleep, or waking up feeling groggy, even after what seems like a full night's rest. Beyond the timing, a consistent bedtime routine also sends powerful signals to your brain and body that it's time to prepare for sleep. This routine doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as a warm bath or shower, followed by reading a book, listening to calming music, or doing some gentle stretching. The key is to choose activities that are relaxing and to do them in the same order, at roughly the same time, every single night. This consistency creates a powerful association in your mind. It's time for this activity, which means sleep is coming. It's like Pavlov's dogs, but for sleep. This ritual helps you transition from the day's activities to a state of calm readiness for sleep, making it easier to drift off and stay asleep. Without it, your body and mind might remain in a state of alertness, unsure if it's time to rest or if there's still more to do. It's a foundational piece of healthy sleep that's often overlooked, but its impact is profound. Following closely on the heels of inconsistent routines, we often fall into the trap of over-reliance on sleep aids or medication in our quest for a good night's sleep. It's all too tempting to reach for a pill, whether it's an over-the-counter sleep aid, a prescribed medication, or even herbal remedies. While these might offer immediate relief and help you fall asleep, long-term reliance on them can quietly destroy your natural sleep architecture. The problem with many sleep medications is that they don't necessarily provide truly restorative sleep. They might knock you out, but the quality of that sleep can be very different from natural sleep. You might miss out on crucial stages of deep sleep and REM sleep, which are essential for memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and physical restoration. This means you might wake up feeling groggy, confused, or still tired, despite having been asleep for several hours. Furthermore, many sleep aids come with side effects, especially for older adults. These can include daytime drowsiness, dizziness, impaired balance leading to falls, memory problems, and even increased confusion. Over time, your body can also develop a tolerance, meaning you need higher and higher doses to achieve the same effect, leading to a cycle of dependency. Suddenly, you feel like you can't sleep without them, which creates a psychological and sometimes physical reliance. Instead of addressing the root cause of your sleep problems, you're simply masking the symptoms. It's important to remember that sleep difficulties, especially as we age, can sometimes be a symptom of underlying health issues like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, chronic pain, or even anxiety and depression. Relying solely on medication prevents you from exploring and addressing these deeper issues. If you're struggling with sleep, the first step should always be to talk to your doctor to understand what might be truly causing your sleepless nights. They can help identify any underlying conditions and guide you towards more sustainable and healthier long-term solutions, which might include cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia (CBTI), lifestyle changes, or natural remedies that don't carry the same risks of dependency or side effects. The goal should be to cultivate your body's natural ability to sleep, rather than forcing it with external aids. This leads us to our fifth crucial habit: to examine not hydrating appropriately, whether that means too little or too much. On one hand, you might be someone who avoids drinking water in the evenings for fear of waking up to use the bathroom. While it's true that excessive fluid intake right before bed can lead to frequent nocturnal awakenings, insufficient hydration throughout the day, and even a slight degree of dehydration by bedtime can also silently disrupt your sleep. Dehydration can lead to symptoms like a dry mouth, muscle cramps, and headaches, all of which can make it difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep comfortably. Your body needs water for countless essential functions, and when it's not properly hydrated, it's under stress, making deep relaxation elusive. On the other hand, some people might be excellent at hydrating during the day, but then forget to taper their fluid intake as the evening approaches, leading to the dreaded frequent trips to the bathroom throughout the night. Each time you get up, you interrupt your sleep cycle, and it can be difficult to fall back into a deep, restorative sleep. These fragmented awakenings, even if brief, accumulate and prevent you from reaching the deepest, most rejuvenating stages of sleep. To strike the right balance, the key is mindful hydration. Aim to drink most of your daily fluid intake during the morning and early afternoon. As evening approaches, gradually reduce your fluid intake. For example, try to finish your last large glass of water or other beverage at least 2 to 3 hours before your planned bedtime. This gives your body enough time to process the fluids before you settle down for the night. However, don't cut off fluids completely, especially if you take medications that require some water. A small sip if your mouth is dry is fine. The idea is to avoid large quantities that would fill your bladder too quickly. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're adequately hydrated for optimal body function. but not so much that your sleep is constantly interrupted by trips to the toilet. This careful approach to hydration can significantly improve your sleep quality and leave you feeling more rested and energetic each morning. Finally, we arrive at perhaps the most insidious of all bedtime habits, one that many of us are guilty of, especially as we navigate the complexities of life after 70, dwelling on worries or stress in bed. As the world quietens down for the night, and you finally lay your head on the pillow, it can feel like your brain decides it's the perfect time to open its personal worry file. Suddenly, every single concern, every unaddressed task, every past regret, and every future anxiety rushes in. You start replaying conversations, fretting about appointments, mulling over financial worries, or worrying about the health of loved ones or your own health. This mental rumination, this constant churning of thoughts and anxieties, is profoundly detrimental to sleep. When your mind is racing, your body remains in a state of heightened alert, a fight-or-flight mode. Even if you're physically still, your heart rate might increase, your muscles might tense up, and your brain simply refuses to shut down and transition into a state of rest. Elevated stress levels mean your body produces more cortisol, a stress hormone, which is directly counterproductive to the production of melatonin, our sleep hormone. It's like trying to hit the brakes and the gas pedal at the same time. Your body doesn't know whether to stay awake or go to sleep. Chronic stress and anxiety before bed not only make it difficult to fall asleep, but also lead to fragmented sleep, where you wake up frequently, often still caught in the grip of those worries. You might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, your mind immediately jumping back to the unsolved problems of the day, leaving you feeling helpless and exhausted even before sunrise. The key to combating this habit is to create a mental wind-down routine that helps you process thoughts before you get into bed. Try dedicating a worry time earlier in the evening, perhaps 30 minutes, where you sit down with a notebook and pen and actively write down all your concerns, tasks, and thoughts. This act of writing can help offload them from your mind. Once your worry time is over, consciously decide to put those thoughts aside until the next day. Another powerful technique is to practice mindfulness or simple breathing exercises before bed. Focus on your breath, the feeling of the blanket, or a calming image. If a worrying thought arises, acknowledge it without judgment, and then gently guide your attention back to your breath. It's not about eliminating thoughts, but about learning not to engage with them. Remember, your bed should be a sanctuary for sleep and intimacy, not a battleground for your worries. By consciously shifting your mental landscape before you lie down, you create the optimal environment for truly restful and rejuvenating sleep. So, we've talked about the quiet ways these 6 habits, eating heavy meals late, excessive screen time, skipping a consistent routine, relying too much on sleep aids, improper hydration, and dwelling on worries can slowly erode your health after 70. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? But here's the encouraging part. Every single one of these habits is within your power to change. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight, even small. Consistent shifts can lead to monumental improvements in your sleep, and by extension, your overall health and happiness. Imagine waking up feeling truly refreshed, with more energy to enjoy your day, clearer thinking, and a greater sense of calm. That's the profound ripple effect these changes can have. Remember, your body is incredibly resilient and eager to support you in living your best life. It responds beautifully to care and consistency. If you've been struggling with sleep, please don't dismiss it as just part of getting older. It's a signal that something needs a little attention, a little tweaking. Begin by choosing just one habit from our discussion that resonates most with you, perhaps the one you feel is most disruptive, and focus on making a small adjustment there. Maybe it's putting your phone away 30 minutes earlier tonight, or having your dinner an hour sooner. Celebrate these small victories. Because they build momentum. Your health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about actively cultivating well-being and embracing vitality at every stage of life. The years after 70 can be some of the most fulfilling and enjoyable, filled with wisdom, joy, and meaningful connections. Don't let these silent destroyers of sleep rob you of that precious experience. Take control. Empower yourself with these simple yet powerful adjustments. And watch as your energy, mood, and overall sense of well-being flourish. You absolutely deserve to live your best life. With every restful night contributing to a brighter, more vibrant day. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Have you tried any of these changes? What has worked for you? Share your insights in the comments below. Your wisdom could help someone else who's struggling. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more practical tips and encouragement to help you live your best life at every age.